Do you ever notice this in my videos and wonder what it is? Maybe you know, but you wonder why it's there and not on the car. I'm Andy, and this video is all about the engine under tray on the Audi TT Mk1 225. I'm sure many of you already knew that this was the engine under tray on the car, and I'm sure many of you are very familiar with it. The reason mine's hanging on the wall is it's a safe place to keep it when I'm working on the car. Because if you are undertaking any engine maintenance on your car from underneath, you will need to remove this component. Such tasks you will need to remove it for include, but not limited to, engine oil and filter change, bumper removal, crankshaft sensor replacement and lower control arm removal, all of which I've covered on the channel, and the accompanying videos can be found in this video description. So in this video we'll look into what the under tray does, why it's so important to be on your car, and how you can safely remove it and replace it on the car at home. First up, let's look at what it does on the car. Your engine under tray performs a lot of essential jobs on your car. Older cars tended not to have these plastic items, but on more modern cars they add to the aerodynamic efficiency of the car, giving the underneath a more streamlined and effective shape. Aerodynamic should help the fuel efficiency also. It also claims to aid the engine noise suppression. However, I think the biggest benefit it gives to any underneath of a car is the protection from the dirt, debris and wet being thrown up from the roads onto your precious underbody components such as the control arms, bushes, bearings, engine bay hoses, electrical sensors and such like, items that could be susceptible to constant exposure to wet or dirt ingress. It should be pointed out that it is a non-structural component and therefore not dangerous to drive without it. It is just preferable to have one attached to the car. Is your car missing one? Well, if you have a 225, the part is made of plastic and you can pick them up from a breaker's yard, although I do not think you can source them from Audi anymore. The part number if you need it is 8N0825-235 and mine is revision F. Now my under tray has been through the wars, as many of yours probably have too, and it's got some signs of battle damage from grazing against things, such things as curbs, speed bumps. They're all going to take their toll on this plastic liner, but the good thing is it's doing the damage to this and hopefully not your car. If we take a close-up look at my under tray, you will notice there are some strange shaped marks in it here and also just down here, and that's where I've repaired my under tray with a bit of P40. If we look at the back of my under tray, you will see that there's the red resin here from the P40, although this one has been sprayed black, and you'll notice I've used some bits of foam to build up from the rear to give it something to bond to, and I've not removed these last two and I've left them in place. Doesn't really matter, but you'll notice the back of the tray is fairly clean, and that's because I have degreased this tray, because you will find if you've got any oil leaks, the oil may sit inside this tray on the back. It's not structural as we've already mentioned, but it will help with the aerodynamics and stop any fluids that might leak in the engine just dripping straight through the tray. Next up, let's look at the steps you need to undertake to remove it from the car when undertaking car maintenance. First thing you need to do is get the car up on axle stands, not just a jack, get it on stands. If you're going underneath to remove the tray, you will need to make sure the car is secure. The under tray is attached on both of its sides to the car on another pair of plastic rails. I'm going to put the part numbers for that on screen, but the under tray has what I can see 12 screws, and they are T25 Torx bit screws, just like that, and they are positioned around the car 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So here are the 12 Torx screw positions on your under tray, highlighted by the blue dots. The two side supports are needed to take the weight of the tray, and they have two further plastic retaining screws securing each side of the tray inside the wheel arches as shown here. The two plastic retaining screws should be disengaged from the under tray before starting to unscrew any of the torque bolts. Next, I remove all of the torque bolts from either side of the undertray, leaving the 2 rear torque bolts taking the weight. The 2 bolts here at the back of the undertray are actually screwed in to the car's front subframe. I then unscrew these and, using my hands, slide the tray backwards to disengage the plastic tabs at the front that clip into the bottom lip of the bumper. If we look across the plastic tabs that engage with the bumper, the 2 outer and the 2 larger inner tabs slide into the bumper, and then you've got this 1, 2, 3 lip here with a slightly downturned edge. They clip under the bumper, secure it in place. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight into the engine undertray on the Audi TT Mk1 225, and also gives you a bit of an insight into what it does on the car and how you can remove and refit it. If you found this video useful, then please do think about giving it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel where you'll find a whole host of content on the Audi TT Mk1. As always, thanks for watching and see you soon. Take care.